Talk for a minute. We gotta talk about this. Where's the stool? Where is the stool? I just put the stool down somewhere. Where's the stool? Here we go. I don't think we talk enough. I don't think we talk enough about intersectionality. In fact, I want to say that the term intersectionality has really decreased in its use over the years. We heard a lot about intersectionality when it came to feminism and when it came to sexuality. We heard it a lot about race. We heard it a whole lot. But I don't think the concept of intersectionality really blended into the rest of our culture and in the rest of our world the way it needed to. My name is Auguste, Alex the Storyteller. And as the name suggests, I'm a storyteller. I'm a writer. I love history. I love creativity. I'm a videographer and a creative director based out of here in good old Tampa, Florida. And what intersectionality really tells you is that nothing operates or exists in an exclusive manner. Everything is connected. Everything is connected. I love when people tell me that they don't believe in astrology, that it's just a bunch of hoopla, that girls with crystals and who smell like patchouli oil and frankincense and myrrh, that's some bull jive that they read in the articles to tell them how they're gonna act today. When actuality, astrology actually goes a lot deeper. And astrology has an intersection with astronomy. Now, this is the weird part, because I was today years old, or this year years old, when I found out that people actually don't believe in space. That's crazy. Oh, by the way, y'all, this is Mango, my cat Mango. But I discovered that a lot of people actually don't believe in space, right? Like, they believe that there's a dome over the planet. They might be flat earthers, and it just all of that. They didn't believe that Artemis 2 even left the planet. They believe everything is CGI, fake. It's all a fake, right? We're putting a lot of money into faking that space exists. The reason why that's relevant is because first, you didn't believe in astrology. And when someone could prove the connection between astrology and the actual study of the cosmos, which is called astronomy, now people don't believe in space, right? Because people don't want to believe, or they're being programmed to not believe, that anything is connected. See, when people say Mercury retrograde, I used to always be like, uh-oh, Mercury got her micro braids in, Mercury's drinking Gatorade, all those jokes that we say online, right? But then I actually wondered, what does that mean? What is Mercury retrograde? And I found out some really cool stuff. If you've never heard this before, sit back, because it's kind of dope, right? Mercury retrograde is the experience that happens from Earth's perspective, Earth's POV, that at one point, our orbit and Mercury's orbit actually has us moving in the same direction. We're spinning around the sun is moving, the whole solar system is moving, right? So we're moving along with Mercury. And then at one point, because Mercury's orbit is a little bit more oblong than ours, at one point, we're spinning with Mercury. And then what will actually happen is when Mercury gets to its oblong portion, it actually starts to drift. It looks like it's drifting backwards because it's going on the deep end of its orbit and we're moving forward. So Mercury actually starts to move backwards. Move backwards. Retrograde. And the idea behind Mercury retrograde is that friction between planets, the friction between two celestial bodies, creates an energy that throws off all of these things. Now, you might not believe in astrology. You might think that it is, in fact, a bunch of hoopla that girls who, smell like earth and have long, flowy locks and stuff like that, that's just some hoopla that they believe in. By the way, If you happen to be one of those girlies, what's up? But you might not be inclined to believe that. But the reality is, it happens. Whether you believe in the energy or not, it happens. And so that is a phenomenon that happens from an astronomical standpoint. The astrology aspect of it is up to you to believe. Now, you can go around the planet and the universe choosing what to believe and what not to believe. That's up to you. But the reality is, there's an intersection between astrology and astronomy. And so if there is that much of a connection between such large topics, then I got to tell you that there is a connection between plain bagels and relationships. I know this is about to be a stretch, y'all. I'm not even gonna front with you. The connection between plain bagels and relationships is this. I just left a coffee shop here in Tampa, Florida, and I ordered one plain, bare-ass, butt-naked bagel. This is the plain, bare, butt-naked ass bagel. By the way, it's a little too hard for my liking. Yeah. That's too hard for my liking. Now here's the thing. I just left the coffee shop, one of my favorite coffee shops in town. It was my favorite coffee shop in town. And that was not a good experience. I waited over 35 minutes for a plain, butt-naked, bare-ass bagel. They kept asking me, like, do I want cream cheese on it? Do I want any butter on it? I don't. I don't want cream cheese. I'm lactose intolerant. I don't want butter because I'm lactose intolerant. And butter don't really do nothing for me. So no, I don't want butter and I don't want cream cheese. I waited long enough that my coffee is almost done. This is like a 12-ounce coffee. And you got to really think about how, I keep talking about this, how bad experiences in social settings like that create inconveniences that eventually roll over to social engagements. If I'm in your coffee shop and I'm pissed off, I'm probably not going to be like, do, hey, and then just walk over to somebody and be like, hey, na. I'm not doing that. You know why? Because I'm pissed off because all I asked for was a bare, butt naked bagel. That's all I asked for. A bare, butt-ass, butt-naked bagel. That's all I asked for. This should have only taken all of, 8 minutes to get. But listen to this crunch. Yeah. Sounds like an alligator just ate a turtle. And so you have to think about how this blends into and how this has a ripple effect in almost every single environment we have, every single environment we operate in. When these simple things can't get done correctly, they create inconveniences in life that impact social engagements, that impact romantic relationships, that impact platonic relationships, that impact every aspect of life. If life can't give you a plain bagel, I don't think I should expect an everything bagel from you. This might be our jobs. This might be the internet. This might be the algorithm. This might be cars. This might be your non-walkable city. This might be your walkable city. This might be your bike lane that doesn't operate correctly. There is a trickle effect in the world that is happening right now where plain bare ass butt booty naked bagels can't be done correctly or within an hour. This should have been done like a damn NASCAR pit team. It should have just been no butter. All right, cool. Ship it out. Number 16. There you go. Sit on that chair. But to have to wait 35 minutes for a plain, bare, butt naked bagel is insane. And let's talk about how this impacts the world of creativity. As a creative director, as a discipline, my goal to achieve is to be able to create and communicate creative ideas to people who are both creatives and non-creatives alike. Very challenging. It's a whole discipline. It's a skill. It's a talent. And I'm constantly redefining how I do that. And now when you look at the space, and when we talk about the algorithm, when we talk about what people see in the world, people see AI flyers, so they know that they exist. They know how fast they can be produced. They go to ChatGPT, they ask for a flyer, we have AI flyers. And poor Chatchandra, whatever you may call her, Chatisha, Chattanooga, whatever you want to call her, she's seeing all of the same requests and producing all of the general same thing. In fact, she's kind of adding very small variations to it, and you can kind of see that. But generally speaking, same request, same input, it's going to produce the same output. And so we're getting all of the same thing. And because we see that in the algorithm, and I'm of the mindset that now the algorithm shapes your reality. Whatever you want to believe is shaped by your algorithm. If you believe that there's no such thing as space, that's not something that I think we inherently thought or knew. We all knew that there were 9 planets, and at one point we dropped them to 8. Real people recognize Pluto, you know what I'm saying? Some people recognize Ceres. So we have maybe 10, 8, the number varies depending on where you want to be at. But the idea that space is fake, an algorithm told you that. And I think most people can't really cite a single source that will tell them that space is fake. They can't. There's no academic papers on it. I mean, to my knowledge, I don't think anyone who I've ever heard say that space was fake was like referencing a book or a piece of academic research or peer-reviewed anything, right? A couple of videos online told you a couple of facts that lined up with what you already believed or what you wanted to believe, and then it got you there. And so believing that the new wave is AI flyers is why people are creating AI flyers. Not realizing that we have lost the plot so badly. I saw flyers from 10 years ago that all had actual art aesthetics to them. And so the intersection in this now is people are online begging event planners and begging event organizers to please stop making them. Now it's switched over to a call to action. If your event has an AI flyer, I'm not going. And if people are saying they're not going, and if they stand true to that idea of not going, then your events are not producing. If your events are not producing, then we are losing community in third spaces. And if we're losing community in third spaces, then someone will have to go to a coffee shop to try and use it as a third space, and I hope that now these social interactions, these romantic interactions, can happen on a whim and happen, quote unquote, in the wild. But unfortunately, they can't happen because the small inconveniences of life negatively impact social interactions. All of this is connected. I might be stretching. In fact, the way my hamstring has been feeling, I probably should stretch. So this is my stretch for the morning. This is probably a stretch, but it's not far-fetched. Where do you go as a 30-plus single individual to meet people? Your friends are going to say, go out. Go out where? The bars, the lounges, the clubs. We've tried that. We've done it. And also, those experiences are different too. You know, back in the days, man, you used to do like free before 11 for the ladies. It's ladies' night, free before 11. And all of the guys would come. And all of the guys would come to ladies' night because they knew, you know, you can walk up to somebody and you can have a conversation. Hey, did you come here off French 75? Wow, it's a woman's drink. Love it. My name is Alex. Now, What the hell? We all paid 40 to get in. We all paid 40 for parking. That guy in the parking lot looked a little sketchy. Car might get towed. That's $275 right there. The small inconveniences of life are impacting social environments and social engagements because everybody is pissed off. So show me where I can go where I won't get pissed off about something as simple as a bare, butt naked, bare ass bagel. Show me. Show me where I can go. And while I'm there, gleefully enjoying myself, having the time of my life, dilly-daddling, frolicking, then yes, I will turn to someone and I'll say, excuse me, is this your first time at this? This is wonderful. This environment is magical, just like you. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have a romantic relationship in war. Don't let the movies fool you. You know what I'm saying? You be watching these zombie movies, and somehow in the middle of the zombie apocalypse, they find time to you know, I don't know. Man, I've never been in the zombie apocalypse, so I don't know. Maybe you are kind of like, I don't know. This might be mankind's last stand. Maybe we should pop one off, but I don't know. And so these intersections are extremely important, like the intersections in culture, the intersections between art and culture, the intersections between technology and art. And now more than ever, these intersections matter more than ever now because technology is driving everything. We are glued to our phones. Our phones are telling us everything about the world around us. And everything around us is being driven by technology. SpaceX is going IPO. Investing in SpaceX may create a couple of millionaires in the next 6 months. Technology. Those millionaires are going to start companies that are going to shape culture, that are going to shape real estate. Nothing exists without intersecting into anything else, which is why the concept of this word intersectionality being used less and less is actually a big, big concern. It's not just feminism. It's not just sexuality anymore. Those were the old days of 2012 when the Gen X women were leading the charge of teaching us these things. And shout out to them. I've shouted them out in many of my Substack articles. But shout out to them for real, because that was a lot of work that a lot of people needed to hear. That Twitter itself is a good example of the intersection between a social media platform and shaping an entire society. You think social media is not real? That's what's up. That's good for you. But ask the Egyptians how important Twitter was to them in 2012, in 2013, 2014, when their government shut down access to the platform. Ask Cuba how important social media is. Ask Cuban Americans how important social media is, that their intersections exist. And until no one wants to start to realize that that's why it's important for a lot of us to start backing up out of our niches, I think we've over-niched the concept of social media. We've niched so hard that we're too close in and we don't see the intersections. You don't see the intersection between social justice and you being a Black creator. You don't see that. And now things are happening and you're trying to create through the pain of a Breonna Taylor. You're trying to create through the pain of a George Floyd. You're trying to create through the pain of this young man who was just recently murdered. And his assailant was let off, not guilty. And what are the chances that that would start at the beginning of the summer? Every single summer, I want you to please look over the last 9 summers. Look across the last 9 summers, and I want you to find how many acquittals have happened, How many shootings have happened? How many murders have happened? How many stories have hit the news about black individuals with white assailants who haven't been arrested, who have been acquitted, who have been let off, and a few who have actually been charged? But also look into the ones that have been charged and who've been pardoned. Always at the peak of summer. Every single time. Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, just to name two. Mike Brown was in August. George Floyd was in May. What happens is people go outside. Time is of the essence. Your northern cities are warmer. People can actually occupy outdoor spaces for protests, and those protests every single time are met with the same level of friction. It doesn't operate as an exclusive event. All of these things are intersections. And so next time you order a plain, bare, butt naked bagel, I want you to think about how long it's going to take for that bagel to come. And I want you to think about how something as minuscule and trivial as this can be a sign of so many other bigger issues in the world. If you want to challenge me on this topic, if you think I'm reaching, I very much welcome feedback on this. Feel free to comment below, like this video, share it, and also keep up with new videos that are coming to the Alex the Storyteller YouTube channel, as well as the New Rules Substack, where I'll be posting a lot of essays and articles and blogs about topics like these. So look forward to seeing you, man. And don't let these bagels get in your way. I might sell this. This might be useful in like Atlanta when they steal a car and they run out of bricks. They might be able to put the car on this right here. It's so damn crunchy. I'm not biting into that. Y'all have a blessed day.